Welcome to TV Gems, a new segment where we take a look at animated shows that excel in quality despite being short-lived or cancelled. Now I know what you're thinking. Unicorn, you daft penis, we just got a Season 2 20 years after Season 1. And yeah, long overdue, I know, but that doesn't erase the 20 years of nothing this show got after its cancellation. And I don't know about you, but that leaked first episode was pretty bad. So as far as I'm concerned, Clone High Season 1 is a certified TV gem that deserved way better than what it got. And so, we'll be covering it and everything it achieved in its short run on TV, as well as the legacy it left behind. So, without further ado, let's do it. So, Clone High. Yeah, you know, it's a pretty good show. The theme song does a great job of setting up its basic premise. But to go into a little more detail, a secret organization of shadowy figures, that's actually what they're called, cloned famous historical figures to use them for their nefarious deeds. Abe Lincoln, Gandhi, JFK, Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, and many more teenage versions of famous historical people are featured in this full-on parody of teen angst, lust, heartbreak, and other hilarious high school shenanigans. And it was created by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who you know from the Lego Movie, 21 and 22 Jump Street, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and Spider-Verse fame. It was a Canadian-American collaboration, and would air on MTV in America, and The Detour on Teletoon here in Canada. Good times, man. I got in so much trouble for watching this shit at 11 p.m. on a school night. So not only is this huge nostalgia for me and many others, but it still holds up incredibly well. Like, with each passing year, it seems to get better and better. I'm not saying it's perfect, but the way it manages to stay timely and hilarious, despite being a time capsule for the early 2000s, is quite the impressive feat. The dialogue is sharp and witty, the characters are incredibly well defined and humorous in their own way, the satire is biting and clever, and the animation and character designs were the inspiration for Total Drama Island's art design. The main story centers around Abe trying to woo Cleopatra as she constantly flip-flops between him and JFK. Meanwhile, Joan of Arc deals with the angst of having feelings for Abe, but constantly getting rejected by him. And Gandhi just does whatever the fuck he wants throughout the show, constantly getting involved in his own misadventures and mishaps. So as you can see, very simple plot. But the focus here is not so much the story, but the humor that's generated from these characters and their interactions. It uses its simple episodic storytelling as a springboard for its character-driven writing. Abe is an oblivious tool who, while honest and sincere with his friends, is rather unaware of how much of a dick he can be at times, especially to Joan. Joan of Arc is the stereotypical goth girl, but is arguably the most level-headed, you see what I fucking did there, of all the characters, and acts as the voice of reason or straight man to the insanity that surrounds her. Gandhi is a party-hyped frat boy who, instead of mirroring the original Gandhi's morals and lifestyle, decides to be as reckless, crude, and offensive as possible. This character is fucking hilarious. And while he is the sole reason behind the show's cancellation, he remains a beloved staple of Clone High.
Come on, Abe, it's me, Gandhi. Don't you know me? Hey, will Gandhi put somebody on speakerphone?
No! This is Gandhi, how could you?
Hey man, Gandhi's anti-violence, not anti-comedy. Gandhi is pissed, yo. I worked my beige ass off on that banner. I'm gonna get those guest freaks back. Because if Mahatma Gandhi stands for anything, it's revenge. Yeah!
Cleopatra is a comedic exaggeration of vapid, shallow, high school queen bee archetypes, whose biggest concern is whether or not she'll sleep with Abe or JFK. She's downright mean-spirited, cruel to everyone except JFK, and always gets her way. JFK is one of the best parodies of the popular jock bully I've ever seen. He's so full of himself, so sex-obsessed, and so superficial, yet he's somehow a nicer guy guy than Abe is, and he's one of my personal favorites.
My abs are so firm you can grate cheese on them! Ask not what your student body president can do for you. Ask what you can do to your student body president's body. I will see you there. And by will, I mean won't. Because you're not invited. I wasn't sure if I was clear earlier. So, you're not. Invited, that is. To my party!
But as great as all those characters are, my number one favorite is Principal Scudworth. This bastard is the perfect combo of comically evil and ridiculously pathetic. He can go from being the most megalomaniacal asshole on the planet to being a blubbering mess at the drop of a hat. He's probably the best example of how to do a comedic evil scientist character.
But win or lose, remember, the most important thing in life is to use a number 2 pencil. Number 2.
Now on, I'll be more sensitive to the awkwardness and emotional insecurity of today's youth. Out of my way, fatty! You too, bad skin. Oh, janitor! Some kid vomited in the hallway. Could you make with the sawdust and clean it up?
Yeah, but I'm kind of giving my son's eulogy right now.
Ooh, yeah. If you could just do it now, your son will still be dead when you come back.
All these characters are not only hilarious on paper, but the actor's delivery makes this some of the most iconic cartoon comedy writing ever put to TV.
Cleo and I have been dating for 2 weeks now. If I don't follow her to JFK's van, she might hook up with someone else. It's called trust, Joan.
You all know me. I'm Toots, Joan of Arc's foster grandpa. Now, I may be blind, but I can see certain things loud and clear. This is a room full of scared people making decisions based on fear and ignorance. Now, when I left the house this evening, I intended to go to Giovanni's Italian restaurant. I could tell I'm in the wrong place. So if you'll excuse me, I'll leave and let you get on with your meeting.
So, are you drunk enough yet to sleep with me? Answer the question!
And to piggyback off of that, this is arguably the most quotable cartoon of all time. I mean, just listen to some of these nuggets.
What's up, fellow students? Raise the roof! Raise it!
Jeez, Abe, you grew like a foot.
You grew like a pair of breasts.
You're both human beings. You both put your bras on one leg at a time.
I'm a Kennedy! I'm not accustomed to tragedy!
Well, I'll just leave you two alone because it looks like you're about to do it anyway!
Unacceptable? Did you see the pool? They flipped the bitch!
I like your funny words, Magic Man. Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys!
Say what?
Say what?
Say
What?
Say what? Gandhi?
So, yeah, this show is a goldmine for comedic dialogue. I don't want to spoil some of the other setups and payoffs, but trust me, even with all the clips I've shown thus far, there's still so much more incredible comedy throughout the show. We've barely scratched the surface. And that's one of the reasons Clone High has endured as long as it has. Within each episode, there's an endless supply of clever humor, solid characterization and interaction, and just all-around funny writing. Like I said before, it's a beautiful time capsule for the early 2000s. A throwback to a different era of writing disciplines, pop-punk music, and edgy humor. It knows exactly what it is and doesn't try to be anything more or less. It takes full advantage of its animated setting to showcase the full-on ridiculousness of its premise. When it comes to adult cartoons, Clone High is pretty unmatched. Unlike the plethora of cheap, uninspired bullshit we get out of most adult cartoons nowadays, Clone High carries itself with a sense of self-awareness and is way smarter than it has any right to be. It's the Rolls-Royce of adult animation. The full package. No holds barred, irreverent, unabashedly offensive, and incredibly funny. And if for some reason you haven't seen it yet, the whole series is available on YouTube on Retro Rerun. fucking go watch it. I mean, it's also available on HBO Max, but they also have Velma. Oh, sorry. I almost fucking died because I mentioned that repugnant show. Now, as for Season 2, while that first episode did not impress me, I'm still willing to give the rest of the season a chance once it's fully released. Who knows? Maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get worse. One thing is for sure, I'll definitely be reviewing it. But that may take a bit because I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm slow as fuck at making videos. In the meantime, I have a few more TV gems planned, as well as other videos for you to whet your whistle with. So, look forward to that, I guess. Anyway, I think the video is done now. You can leave. I'll just be sitting here for a bit. Thanks for watching! Oh, yeah, and, like, subscribe or whatever. Yeah, get on that.